So the adpocalypse was this thing where all of a sudden these advertisers were shown to have had their ads placed on completely objectionable content. And so a lot of advertisers got scared and they pulled their ad dollars off of YouTube. And then YouTube had to just come crawling, begging on their knees and did all of this stuff. They built a whole infrastructure for advertisers after that, where like advertisers could have their own back end where they could decide like some sort of checklist of where they want their ads to run. And I don't know exactly, because I've never seen it, what those parameters are, like what things they can choose and not choose. But I know that that was built after the adpocalypse.
Everything that you're talking about here over time, which is, I don't know, let's say 6 to 8 years, right, from when YouTube really started to be a thing versus where it's at now. It's this perpetually maturing and more clearly defined brand on its own. And I think that's a significant element to what's happening here. You're saying that YouTube can't go back. They can't have that Chad throwing barrels at iDubbbz video trending because now that's outside their brand. They've worked very, very hard to set it up that way. And when you put the outside things in that mix, you really kind of undermine that brand that you've built. So they're kind of stuck. At the same time, there are a whole lot of people who want the things that are outside of YouTube's 2019 brand.
Well, yeah, because that's what makes YouTube interesting. I mean, if you look at the trending page, okay, right now, kind of what YouTube is today and like what they've been moving towards is sort of like a dumping place for TV clips. Like if you go,
Yeah.
it is. It's like, here's what,
you're right.
you know, for people who don't have TV, here's the best of television. That's kind of what trending is. It's like the best of TV in like 5-minute chunks rather than what it used to be or what it still is, but they can't talk about it, which is the home of the most original and experimental content in the world. That's what it actually is.
And that's what built the site up in the first place, was letting all of those creators do their thing, letting the community decide what they wanted more of, what they kind of didn't, and letting the creators respond to that by making different content, stopping content in a lot of cases, doing something different. This whole thing is fluid. It's a back and forth. Everybody's involved in it. And the end product is something where both sides are really happy. So does that hint at a possible solution or direction for YouTube, knowing what they've done and how it's worked so well? Does that give them really a chance to shake things up a little bit and put this on the right track?
I don't know. I don't know in what ways they're able to do that and still put on this facade, this like corporate facade that they have, this mask that they've been wearing where it's like, yeah, YouTube is where Ariana Grande like sings in funny voices or you know, or where John Oliver's like latest takedown of so-and-so, that, or even just like sports clips, music videos, and movie trailers. It's all of this kind of, you know, snippet style of mainstream media from a front-facing perspective. And the big thing I don't know what they do with, let's just circle back to YouTube Rewind, okay? What do they do with that? Like, let's just start there, because I don't know where you go now, because clearly they can't do what they did again this year. That was a PR disaster. And the entire point of YouTube is the PR, you know, brownie points that they're supposed to be getting from the community, but also from the general media at large.
I don't know if it's that clear to them, though, because the numbers and the reactions on the 2017 Rewind were really not good. And if you made a video that was received the way that one was, in terms of the comments, the likes and dislikes and all that, you would never, ever make a video like that again. Well, there isn't even a word for what they did in 2018 because doubling down doesn't cover it. They took this thing that was roundly shown to be not what the YouTube community as a whole wanted, and then thought, let's do this on a 50,000 times grander scale and give them more of what they hate. So you look at that and think, well, they definitely can't do that for 2019. And I think, well, they just did it. Maybe they'll really shoot this one to the moon and show us something supremely offensive and horrible and whatever it is for 2019 Rewind.